Yeah, like all the time I'm listening.
WATB with Christian, Eric, and Carl sometimes.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're having fun. We're making it happen.
It's fun time.
Open your mouth, close your eyes. We're going to give you a big surprise.
And here it is.
Yes, welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters? That's Eric Zane, who one thing I'll tell you about my buddy Easy, he cleans up nice. About 10 minutes ago, you wandered into the studio dressed like you were planning to spend the next 4 days outside of a Walmart waiting for Black Friday deals. Although I believe at your house, you call that day something different, don't you?
Yeah, it's waiting outside for blacks.
See, we want to capture the spirit of Thanksgiving dinner right away on this show. And, you know, I was thinking about Thanksgiving dinner and how it's always a contentious time because somebody's always got to talk about politics. Enjoy this year. Just imagine next Thanksgiving after the presidential election.
Oh, yeah. You know, I just look for the loudest person.
Yep.
And just side with them and just let the chips fall as they may. Go, yeah, I'm with him.
That's what I've been thinking. I mean, American-made cars are overrated, aren't they? All right, I'm going to go get a drink.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Christian Bladt. That is Eric Zane. Welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters? I was thinking, pull up a chair, come sit at the little kids' table with us. We're going to have fun. I like to think of our show on a regular week like a turducken, which is clips stuffed inside of clips, stuffed inside of even more clips. So that's why for Thanksgiving, we're going all out, all turducken. And Eric, you'll be handling the super chats. Let everybody know how that works.
Oh, it's so simple. Of course, Christian signs off with something poignant and clever on his own. Well, we want to avoid that. We want you to say something terrible so that Christian can sign off with that. And that goes to the highest super chat. If you are so inclined to do a super chat, we'll be happy to put them up on the screen. We can enjoy, probably get a good laugh out of it. So be as mean as possible and put Christian in a uncomfortable, awkward, and compromising position with the sign off that he has to say. So choose wisely.
And remember two things: that it's the highest U.S. dollar amount. That's very important. I don't want any of that Minnesotan money that Cardiff always uses. And also, I think it's important that if you don't give me a line to say that I'm going to be apologizing for at Thanksgiving dinner at my wife's house, you've failed us as a show, as a network, as a channel. So please put something filthy directly into my mouth.
I'm curious, how familiar is the family of your shenanigans here? I mean, is it something you just keep them in the dark about, or are they aware of what's happening here?
They know about a number of things I do on YouTube. They're aware of my personal podcast, The Blattcast, which I've been doing for more than a decade now. But no, I think my wife watched the first couple of these. And then when Carl left, she was like, well, why should I keep watching this piece of shit? And I was like, you know what? There's a lot of people who agree with you.
You know, I mean, this guy is, I don't know. Carl has a deal with the devil. Never before has a person who is so untalented been able to draw such a vast array of people. How does this fucking idiot do that? I mean, really?
Well, I'm in negotiations with his people to see if maybe he'll play Santa at our WATB Christmas party, which is separate from the WATP Christmas party because we're not invited to that. Anyway,
I should add, if you make me laugh with your comments, you can bypass all of this if it's actually funny. We're not one to poo-poo your chats. If you have something like Kelly writes, where's hot Carla Chompers McClubfoot? Almost made the cut. I said it, but I didn't post it. So, and by the way, Carl is here enjoying this, and he's not liking the direction
I feel like I want to put it on the screen just so I can grab a screen grab of it and send it directly to my girl, Kindy. You know, Kindy. I think she would appreciate that.
I will say that there is a percentage of the audience that is the number one question, and that is, Where's Carl? And we don't
he's right
know.
there in the chat.
We don't know. But where his physical location is, I don't know. He could be anywhere, somewhere counting all of the money that we are making for him, as he is the executive producer and he has the stamp of approval. So all of you who want to get rid of this show, it's impossible. Carl loves us. Okay. We are he is the biggest fan of this show. It's his idea. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
No, yeah, it's his favorite show because all he has to do is stay in the chat and tell us how much we suck. But I actually think that we're great. Kelly Riddle, by the way, also get Tukey as a third mic. I'll tell you, I asked, okay, and he said no. No, Tukey's very busy. You know what? Tukey Soup is on in the morning now. Tukey's gone crazy. Anyway, that is not what we're here to talk about. That's what Tukey Soup is for. So you have to go check out other shows if you want to see other people. You're stuck with me and EZ right now, but we are starting somewhere different than usual because of the fact that politics be crazy. I mean, it'd be really crazy.
A lot of people talking about Christian and Carl's segment, making it great with who are these politics.
And there's two ways to look at this. A lot of times we have people in the chat clamoring for like, where are the Trump clips? And then you have the other people that are like, oh my God, all right, now it's time for. This is our Trump clip for Thanksgiving. But I'm going to tell you, it's a doozy. Eric, you found this. You brought this to my attention. I want to make sure that you set it up properly, sir.
Well, it's not that different than when it was introduced to you. You saw it. I saw it the same way you saw it, except I presented it to you. His moments in Iowa turn into like 2-hour podcasts. You notice he's got the lean going when he's at the mic. He's very comfortable. So when you're that comfortable, you can pretty much say whatever you want, and he does, because somehow Trump delves into the story about when he was like in Russia or something like that, about the Russian prostitutes pissing on him. Do you remember that one, Christian?
Oh, do I remember it? I say it right after my prayers every single night, right before I go to bed.
Well, I
tell my kids about it too. You know, one day you can go to Russia.
Look, let's be honest here. The American people, the average person, for 4 years of Trump to 4 years of Biden, I'll bet you, regardless of who you chose, your life is about the same. Okay? And I know some people are extra passionate and, oh, this is going to happen. None of that's going to happen. But I'll tell you this. If Trump is in office, we will get amazing moments like this. And I think that needs to be respected. Holy shit, please.
He uses a phrase that should be on the top of every list, reminding him, hey, don't say these two words. You'll know the words when you hear them.
He was with 4 hookers. You think that was good that night to go up and tell my wife, it's not true, darling. I love you very much. It's not true. Actually, that one she didn't believe because she said he's a germaphobe. He's not into that, you know? He's not into golden showers, as they say they call them. He's not. I don't like that idea. No, I didn't. I thought that would be a big problem. I was going to have a rough night, but that one she was very good on, she said.
You know, I feel like he's not good with the idea of golden showers. That tells me that he's never actually tried it. Come on, you know?
Oh, I disagree. He's absolutely had people piss on him in his mouth. He's had cheeks full of piss that he gulped down. That's what I believe. He's had his eyes burning from piss. And that's great. I mean, this is fucking incredible. A man running for president is talking about getting pissed on. Holy shit.
I mean, if there are those allegations about you, Eric Zane, well, no, see, I feel like you would probably start off your show and spend like a week on it. But if somebody else, anyone else who's ever run for any office in history would probably be like, yeah, that's probably the one thing I shouldn't talk about. True, not true, doesn't matter. But he embraces it. He gives it a big, warm, golden hug. And that's what some of us love about him.
Oh, fuck it. You couldn't be more right. This is all lends to the whole thing about since running in 2016, leading up to that to now. Yeah. This has all just been like a hobby for him where he's just fucking around. You know? Jesus.
Yeah. Him running for president is more like when George W. Bush was done being president and he decided, I think I'm going to paint now. So
what's interesting is I just saw Michael Rappaport. I don't know if you saw that clip. He just posted a social media clip of him saying that he's going to vote for Trump, which is insane because he's hated Trump forever. But Biden is so fucked up that I think people have to choose whether we're going to deal with this narcissist who's 99% of the people who follow him are retards, or Biden, who's just a fucking Alzheimer's patient.
Well, see, and this is why we started with this clip, Eric, because we wanted it to feel like before the salad even comes out on Thanksgiving, which, by the way, in the United States of America, salad is a big old tray of macaroni and cheese. That's the salad, at least the way I grew up.
Yes.
Well, in addition to the former president, there's been, I'm hesitant to call them fights because it's a lot of tough talk. It's a lot of guys who aren't tough guys playing tough guys. And the first one of those does involve one of the least tough guys in Washington, Kevin McCarthy. There's no video for this. Now we're playing a video, but there's audio. Obviously, Kevin McCarthy, somebody who's going to bump someone when NPR is there because it's not going to be as incriminating. But take a look at what happens during an interview for NPR with Representative Burchett. And don't ask me his first name, but Representative Burchett.
Tim.
We'll see him in a month.
Tim Burchett.
There you go. Thank you. I'm glad somebody's better read.
I actually knew him.
All right. Did you?
Yeah, I knew him when he was a state representative in Tennessee from when I was living in Knoxville. We used to talk to this guy all the time back in the day.
All right. Well, he seems like a good guy in that he pisses off Kevin McCarthy. So let's give a listen.
I think it went all right.
Sorry, Kevin. Didn't mean to elbow. Why'd you elbow me in the back, Kevin?
I know.
Hey, Kevin, you got any guts?
Jerk. You got so they sat there and the reporter said it right there. What kind of chicken move is that?
You're pathetic, man. You are so pathetic. What a jerk. You need security, Kevin.
Yeah. Okay. No, I believe 100% that happened, and I 100% believe that Burchett is being straight up there. He always struck me as a straight up guy. Might not be now, I don't know, but that's fantastic. I love that.
Yeah, no, and I like that he chased him down. He didn't just go like, oh, the guy who barely got elected Speaker of the House and couldn't hold on to it thinks he's going to strong arm me, but. Burchett takes some time to speak to a CNN reporter. Oops. And let's go to that, and then we'll also hear from McCarthy himself.
He's a bully with $17 million in a security detail. He's the type of guy that when you're a kid would throw a rock over the fence and run home and hide behind his mama's skirt. You just don't expect a guy who was at one time 3 steps away from the White House to hit you with a sucker punch in the hallway.
Yeah, it wasn't a punch. Come on.
Here's McCarthy's response: a denial.
No, I did not elbow him. No, I would not elbow him. I would not hit him in a kidney. I guess a reporter was interviewing Burchett or something. I guess our shoulders hit because Burchett runs up to me after. I didn't know what he was talking about. Some reporters asked me. I did not run and hit the guy. I did not kidney punch him.
Oh, come on now. Yes.
Okay, but just a few seconds later, McCarthy seemed to channel O.J. Simpson saying, "If I did it."
I'm not hitting somebody. If I hit somebody, they would know I hit him. If I was punch him, he'd know it. If I kidney punch him, he'd be on the ground. So come on.
Okay.
Which one of those do you think is least believable? I'm going to start with the last part, Eric. The idea that he would kidney punch any human being. I mean, I guess maybe Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I mean now, not before she passed. Yeah, he probably could knock her over, but
right.
For the most part, I don't know who Kevin McCarthy thinks he's knocking over.
Wouldn't it be refreshing though if they said, if they said, "Did you hit him in the back?" And he said, "Oh yeah, absolutely." If it wouldn't, I mean, because what could really happen there? Nothing really. I mean, who cares?
He should have been like, yeah, and the pussy didn't even try and hit me back.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta lean into shit. You gotta quit. You gotta quit being defensive. You gotta go. I mean, say what you mean what you say. That's what this is all about.
Yeah,
don't act like a bitch and backpedal. Come on.
Yeah, if you don't want to get bitch slapped, don't act like a bitch. But
God damn.
instead, he's like, no, I wouldn't have done that because, he would have had to go to the hospital. All right. I don't know. I think if there's anything that could have made people like Kevin McCarthy, would be like, yeah, the guy's a punk. I did bump into him. I didn't hurt him. It's fine.
Right. I think we're starting to get there with more of that, especially with this week's clips. But
well, I'm glad you put it that way, Eric, because that was definitely the undercard to Oklahoma Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin. In a hearing, he was addressing Sean O'Brien, who is the president of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, which, sometimes when you get these people's titles, you're like, oh, yeah, really, everybody is, Masons or stone cutters every day. It's all real.
Right.
Everybody's part of some secret fraternal brotherhood. I get it. It's all skull and bones. But he took umbrage. Yeah, I use the word umbrage on the show. What are you going to do about it?
I like it.
He took umbrage with something that Sean O'Brien had said. And he took this opportunity where they were in the same room to let him know how he felt about it.
Like he's self-made. Sir, I wish you was in the truck with me when I was building my plumbing company myself. And my wife was running the office because I sure remember working pretty hard and long hours. Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, this is a time, this is a place. You want to run your mouth? We can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution?
Hold on. No, sit down. Sit down. Okay.
And as if I have to identify that other voice for our audio audience, of course, we potentially have one of the greatest moments in U.S. Senate history. And here comes Bernie Sanders trying to, piss on everybody's parade.
You're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay. Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond?
Hold it. If we can, no, I have the mic.
said.
I'm sorry.
This is
Hold
what
it.
he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't.
I wanted to make sure to get that part in there. Where no, you can't.
No, you can't. I mean, you see the gnarled hand reaching. Hold it. Everybody hold it there. Get it. You're a United States Senator. I mean, Jesus Christ, like that matters. I like how you had those two fluffy girls behind Markwayne Mullin. I don't know if were they his muscle? Those women that were behind him.
I believe they were the ring girls, basically. They would have held up the card if it had gone more than one round. But
my money's on the mob guy. I mean, the union guy.
Yeah,
he's probably killed hundreds of people. I mean,
yeah. I think that Senator Mullin has been in fights, but I do think that the union guy, let's just say, allegedly, maybe he might know where a couple of people might be buried.
And then the idea that Mullin says we're consenting adults. Isn't that what you say before you fuck?
Well, he was going to fuck him up on the floor of the Senate, And by the way, I think Bernie would have liked to watch that, I mean, give it a try. It's like golden showers, you can watch two men beat the shit out of each other. Where else can you go where that happens at work? Well, probably almost anywhere except the Senate, but still, fucking Bernie.
Those two have gone back and forth for quite some time, and that is. I hope it continues to go on. Jesus, that was fantastic.
Oh my gosh, and Nicola with 2 pounds. You know that the super chats are light, Eric, when somebody asks this question.
Right. Perhaps Nicola, the lovely and talented Nicola, got here late. Are we doing super chats? Love you guys. I'll love you too. Thank you. Yes, we are.
I love all 2 pounds of you, Nicola. Thank you so much. So
very, very sweet.
So there was a lot of attention to this Senator Mullin clip. And there's a number of things we could have played. I could have gone to my friends at the Young Turks. But in moments like this, we need to turn to fellow tough guy Sean Hannity which is going to bring us right over to who are these pundits?
Folks out there need to listen up, mainly because here comes Who Are These Pundits?
And I think Sean says it all. I don't think I need to actually set this up. He's reacting to the incident we just saw. That's all you need to know.
When I grew up, it was a little bit of a different time. When me and my friends, when we played football, when we played basketball, I played hockey, I don't think there was a single day that we were playing sports where we didn't drop the gloves or, have a brief interlude of, throwing fists and it'd be over. You pick up and you start playing again. When all of a sudden did we become that woke that the thought of two people, one responding to a threat directly saying, okay, you threatened me. Here's your opportunity. Take me up on it.
Yeah, well, it's political correctness. It's all of a sudden you got to worry about somebody's feelings, but oh, by the way, the left can say whatever they want.
Okay. So let's fight is what they're saying. They're saying that going forward, we have to fight like Game of Thrones during these little fucking Senate hearings, I guess.
Yeah. And by the way, as much as I wanted to see that fight, I don't know that it's being woke or political correctness. As much of a buzzkill as Bernie was, somebody probably needed to say, you guys can go fight on the Capitol steps, but maybe not here. Like maybe not in this room,
right. I mean, whatever I hope they do fight. I mean, I would be happy if they fought. Dusty says, hey, you fucking morons. That's you and I. The senator, Mark Wayne Mullen, used to fight in the MMA. He was 40. Everybody knows that. But just because you fight MMA doesn't mean you're any fucking good. Obviously, he sucks shit if now he's running a plumbing company and in the Senate. So fuck that guy. I'm still going with the union dude. He would have killed him.
I think, Dusty, I counted the number of asterisks that he had. I don't think he called us fucking morons. I think he called us another F word morons.
All right. Okay.
But look, I think there's training, there's athletic, even UFC fighting. And then there's fighting where, let's just say that I bet he knows where Jimmy Hoffa's been buried for 40 years. Just hypothetically. So I know what you're saying. And that's why I want the fight, though. I just understand why Bernie decided to be a buzzkill.
Yeah, he ruined everything. Sanders ruined America with that. Everyone in America wanted to see that fight, and that asshole broke it up. Those two fluffy chicks behind him, they were hot. If you looked underneath their chair, it was completely wet. Everybody was ready to go for the fight.
Brenda, why is there a puddle underneath your chair? It's like, wow, not anymore. There's not. Politics kind of ruins everything. And as we turn to sports, that's right. Who are these sportscasters? We're going to get an instance of that.
Home of the hourly triple play.
W-A-T-B. Who are these sportscasters? Just listen and find out. Who are these sportscasters?
You sent me this one, which is at first I thought I watched it incorrectly. I thought that they were going to make the wrong announcement. It's probably why, I don't know, maybe the sportscasters should, this is a crazy idea, stick to sports. But I guess this is the Red Zone channel, and they decide to share some breaking news that they saw on one of the stories. And they get the first story right, which when I first watched it, I thought they actually said the wrong thing. But if you listen closely, you'll hear what they get wrong about it.
Our crawl at the bottom of the screen was covering up the CBS News special report. I'll just pass along to you that Rosalind Carter, the wife of the late President Jimmy Carter, has died at the age of 96.
So they did identify that Rosalind Carter was the one that died, Eric, but there's a key word that doesn't belong in there, isn't there?
Oh yeah, Carter is not dead. I mean, he's kind of circling the drain. He's in hospice. 99. He turned 99 on October 1.
Yeah, you're not going to hear us say he's alive and well, but we will say he's alive.
Well, he's been fucked up for like 50 years. But I mean, he always tends to come back. Everyone's seen the images of him like
I know.
nailing shingles onto a house. He's probably going to be working on a house tomorrow. All this guy's done since he got out of office in 1980 was build houses. I mean, he's just everywhere you look. There's a house built by Jimmy Carter.
How often do you think that they have to hire a contractor to then like rebuild the house? Because the shingles all start falling off. The first time there's like a gust of wind.
Sure, the basement's full of water. The people are dead because the roof collapsed. Stuff like that.
So I think that he was just, and I don't know if that's still Andrew Siciliano who does the Red Zone channel. I don't have the NFL package, but so whoever that was, they basically just need to put a pin in that comment for I don't know, a week or two. You'll be able to call him the late former president very, very soon.
By the way,
one of them. Go ahead.
Sorry, one more thought about Jimmy Carter. A side note, since this show is getting very political lately, and I like it. I like the things that we've been talking about. Carter should consider running for president. He has 4 years that he could be of electability, and in a lot of sense, he's probably better off than Joe Biden, even though he's like older than him by almost 20 years.
I would like, one of those phone polls that people do. They can ask all the questions they want to ask that they feel are important.
Right.
And then we've got one more question for you. In a head-to-head matchup in a primary, who would you vote for, Joe Biden or Jimmy Carter?
Jimmy Carter.
I feel like Jimmy Carter. Yeah, absolutely. Jimmy Carter's going to come way up.
Physically, Carter is like, it's like he's a decathlete, and Joe Biden is like has Lou Gehrig's disease or something. That's how far ahead Jimmy Carter is over, and he's in hospice.
Yes, exactly. Now, one of the biggest criticisms of Who Are These Broadcasters is the amount of sports clips we play, because believe it or not, Who Are These Podcasts as a network has a huge international audience. And I say believe it or not, just because I don't ever think of the rest of the world enjoying the same things I do. So for once, we have a sports clip that is not from the United States, and it's not in English.
Okay.
So this is from Canada. And this is after the Grey Cup, which is basically their Super Bowl. By the way, they had Green Day play the halftime show, and I'm like, all right, they're doing something better up there. When was the last time you actually watched the halftime show in the Super Bowl?
Exactly. That's exactly true. That's pretty cool.
So let's see. Marc-Antoine Decoy is a French-Canadian safety of the champion Montreal Alouettes. So that's the team that won. And for our audio audience and for our non-French speaking audience, I will read what he said. There is one word that he says in perfect English that made this clip a must on my list. So he said, they never believed in us, man. You look everywhere. It's written in English. You check TSN, that's our ESPN. It's written Toronto versus Winnipeg. You come here and they only speak English. They never believed in us. But you know what, man? Keep your English. We're taking the cup. We're going to bring it to Montreal, back to Quebec. We're going to lift it at home because we're the fucking champions. Let's go. And him in his broken English with his heavy, heavy French Canadian accent. Let's get that in again.
Okay,
because we're the fucking champion.
Wait a minute. When you were translating, he wasn't speaking French. He was English like the French taunter, though, right?
No, most of what he said was actually in French.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
Fuck, I thought he was talking about the French taunter from Holy Grail. I was just nodding, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. It's that's not usually what people talk about from that movie.
Fucking
I'm
great clip.
15 weeks in, I'm just starting to like you, Eric. This is great. This is perfect timing. Anyway, I'll send that clip to Cardiff and see what he thinks of it.
Okay.
From his perch in Minnesota. So this is really just carrying through just how angry everybody is. We've had angry politicians. Trump wasn't so angry. He just thought it was funny that people, thought he liked to get pissed on.
Okay.
Which now that I think about it, what you said is true. He definitely likes to be pissed on. But anyway, we'll be back to this. We've got angry politicians. We got Sean Hannity ready to fight. We've got this guy who's angry. And I mean, he is very angry and he just won.
Right.
So in this one, this is a comment. Let me pause it actually. This is a comment from the Memphis Grizzlies head coach, Taylor Jenkins. He was fined $25,000 for these comments about the officiating in his team's game against Utah. And obviously, it has to be good if I put all that setup in, and I'm going to play a clip from the coach of the Memphis Grizzlies.
One of the most poorly officiated games I've ever seen recorded. I'm fine with it. Fucking atrocious.
And the reason I like that is because he owns it. He's like, yeah, this is going to be a $25,000 fine. It's worth it. The officiating was fucking atrocious.
Oh, that is look at and that. And if you're on the, I know that if the audience is listening, can't see it, but he has a smirk on his face at the end of that clip. He knows he just hit the mark. Very, very good.
Yeah. And by the way, that official is like, oh yeah, that my officiating was fucking atrocious in this game. But I don't know. Ever since like the Tim Donaghy thing, I feel like, well, they're all on the tape then. You know, I mean, once you have one, you're like, all right, you're going to try to convince me that that it'll never happen again.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah. Jesus.
The next one we have this is from last week. This is Mark Sanchez, former Jets quarterback. He is describing during a game, and my only question is to listen closely, Eric, and everybody in the audience. He's talking about what crime?
You got brown on brown crime right up top.
Okay, so you got the offensive guy and the defensive guy. Both are definitely brown.
They sure are.
So now I'm not really sure. Are their names both brown? Is that what happened?
I assume that must be it. I thought maybe the Cleveland Browns were one of the teams in the clip, and then and then I clicked on it, and nope, it's just brown on brown crime.
It is brown on brown crime, and you hate to see any brown on brown crime because it's never reported in the media. Nobody cares about brown on brown crime.
We don't even notice. Although my understanding is that Mark Sanchez might have gotten a little bit of attention for that. But then that brings us to a clip that you sent me just earlier today, which I'm going to play off Twitter, which I don't usually do for this show because I like to have a little bit more control.
Right.
And by the way, what I mean to say is I'm playing it from X.
Right.
Hello, now, X World.
And before you get to it, let me just say this.
Yeah, sure.
Let me just say this. Occasionally, a clip will come along like it did today.
Yeah.
And if you can picture it just walking in and pushing everyone to the side, everyone being clips.
Yeah.
Okay. This clip came in and pushed all the clips to the side and said, I am now going to be your big clip on Who Are These Broadcasters? Agree?
I agree. It was like we don't need Sean Hannity, we don't need Mullen, we don't need golden showers. There are a couple of clips that I'm like, nope, maybe next week, maybe never. We need to get this one in. And a lot of times when Carl creates actually not a lot of times, every week when Carl creates the audio version, he will isolate something from the show to be the title of the episode. Let's see if this might inspire him as we listen to this comment.
Coach Levy, the offensive coordinator, he's always open.
Sorry, is the offensive what?
Play it. I think you need to play that about 500 more times before we get it right.
Let me get that back.
Coach Levy, the offensive coordinator, he's always.
Oh no, that sounds like a kind of comment you would make when you're talking about going to Arthur Bryant's Steakhouse.
Shit. Wow. So Nader of coordinator became that. It transformed before our eyes. So we have yet another broadcaster giving us another alternative for the N-word.
Offensive coordinator, I believe is what he's saying in the vernacular of this show.
Eric,
I have a great clip to play next, but I need to hear that again one more time.
Coach Levy, the offensive coordinator.
He's like, oh my God, coordinator.
Yeah,
coordinator.
He said it, paused, thought about continuing, then went back to say coordinator, when really the only acceptable thing to do at that point is shoot yourself in the head, jump out of a window. It's definitely not continue on with your career. Drop the mic. be like Jesse Pinkman and go to Alaska. There's no coming back.
Can you read the comment from Dusty Falls that you put on the screen, Eric?
The one Dust Cloud?
Dust Cloud, I'm sorry.
Yes. It says 2 wideouts just stole my truck, which is a callback to the previous clip, but it's kind of this whole brown black coordinator amalgamation we have going on right now. Very, very racist moment on the show, to be sure. God damn, is that awesome.
If you were to do a highlight reel of the most racist moments in the show, I don't think this would make the cut.
No. There's a few that come to mind, which for another day we'll break down the most racist moments. But this is excellent.
That sounds like a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah,
maybe
sure.
Maybe we can even have lunch with what was her name, Miss Special Needs that we showed.
Yes,
from the Special Needs.
Pageant. It was Miss Wheelchair. It wasn't Miss Special Needs. What the fuck?
She needs a ramp. What's more special than that?
Yes. Now I need to focus on the comments because that was a Twitter clip or X clip. There was all sorts of people saying, "Okay, he meant to do that," and then there's the argument: only people who have hate in their heart would say such a thing, and I can't go that far. I think that was just a slip of the tongue. There was nothing intentional. Why would you do that? I mean, I think it's just there's like a magic N-word wand that waves occasionally in the broadcast world, and then that word manifests, and then we just park on it and have so much fun. I hope it never stops happening. It's one of my favorite things that has ever occurred in the history of the planet, and I just hope it doesn't happen to me or you, but if it does, I'm going to laugh at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. If it happens to me, I want you to bring that clip to the show, and you better believe that if you do it, I will bring that clip, a slowed down version. We'll isolate it. We'll watch the tape on it. Accidental usage of that word is always funny, and it's much appreciated.
Yes. Now because we all use that word all the time. Anyone who doesn't is lying. They're liars.
I don't even know what you're possibly talking about. I don't know what you're saying. I just know that I've been to the Negro Leagues Museum in Kansas City, and it's very easy to say if you slow down. It's fantastic. It's right next to the Jazz Museum, and Arthur Bryant's Steakhouse does have some great food. All right, so it wasn't a great day for. Well, at this point, former Jets quarterback Zach Wilson, he got into the game, threw one interception, was benched, and they've already basically replaced him. But this is rough because of the context of this. I'm going to show the clip, and then I'm going to explain when this happened. So you'll see the New Jersey Jets, as they're known by some, the New Jersey Jets taking the field. And keep your eyes to the right. We will describe it for our audio audience.
Down to the wire. Watch Zach on the right, taking the field. Oh dear.
So he took the field and immediately fell directly on his ass.
Wow.
And it's a little bit small in the frame. So I thought as a service, as a treat for our visual audience, I would go ahead and zoom in.
The
then
right,
we could get a better look.
Taking the field.
There he goes.
Oh dear.
Now,
oh dear, he got an oh dear.
Oh dear, which by the way, you never want an oh dear. So here's the worst thing about this clip. I heard Boomer Esiason talking about it on WFAN in New York. This happened during a commercial break, so no one needed to see this.
Okay.
But I'm going to credit whoever's in the truck, the technical director, whoever puts the broadcast together for the NFL and CBS. Thank you for sharing this with us. That's the right thing to do.
Yes.
As a human, if maybe you have some affinity for Zach Wilson, you don't do him dirty like that. Like, hey, look what you missed. This asshole can't stand up. Oh my God, and he can't throw a football either.
Yeah, being that it's the Jets, and since the first series with Aaron Rodgers, and this is a tough place to play. If I think you probably have to sign an agreement that if anything makes the Jets look bad, you have to play it, just because everybody who follows the Jets kind of hates the Jets.
Right, exactly. And I'm glad we got to see it. It wasn't fair, but even Zach Wilson would enjoy one of our final sports clips here. I don't know. I don't know how often you tune in for Monday Night Football, but I feel like most of us, when we do, we watch the regular broadcast of it because it's just kind of the way it's supposed to work. But there's the Manning cast.
I actually watched the Manning cast over the regular guys.
There's a lot of they seem to be having a lot of fun, is what I found out.
I like
it. This was 2 Mondays ago. They had Arnold Schwarzenegger in there, and there's a lot of clips I could have pulled. He's like, "We'll be back," before they go to commercial. There's all that stuff, but the one that I pulled was the most random that I didn't expect. So obviously he's got a camera set up in his home, and Eli and Peyton, they're, I don't know, in the studio or in their houses. That part doesn't matter. But it just gives you an idea what's going on at Arnold's house.
Happening more
because
what is
feeding a goat.
What is that? That donkey looks like you eating, Peyton. The same thing. All right. We're going to break. Babe. We'll be back.
That's fucking great, dude.
Yeah, so he has a donkey wander in here. And, having seen the housekeeper that he knocked up, you should have fucked the donkey. Just think your whole life would have stayed together. You'd still be living in Maria Shriver's house, but that's all right. But look how much fun Arnold's having.
That's wonderful. You got that. Look, he's happy. He's not in pain. You got a goddamn donkey. You got Eli with a pretty good crack on Peyton. Peyton is the alpha in the bunch. He's loud and obnoxious. Eli's kind of, he's Eli. He's the second best quarterback in the family. I mean, third best, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't forget about Archie.
Yeah,
and, wait, there's Cooper, right? That's the third brother.
Yeah, there's Cooper, and then Cooper's kid is that little fucker who's a bench warmer at Texas. So I don't know.
Although, look, for people, whether you are from the city of New York or you just hate the New England Patriots, Eli Manning did do a great service to our country in preventing them from having that perfect season. So
yes,
it's not so much him. It was really a freak play at the end. That's neither here nor there. All right, we're sticking in sports for one more minute, but this is the point in the show where we are going to turn our focus to Thursday. We're talking Thanksgiving, and I felt like I couldn't leave the sports world behind without kind of remembering one of the most significant moments in, there's always 3 Thursday games. For a long time, it was just 2. One had the Cowboys, one had the Lions, and now they've added an extra one. But
okay.
Look, there's a package that I came across where I could have pulled 10 what I think are really funny football clips. And I hear what you're saying, that you don't, not you, Eric, but people who think like, when did this become a sports clip show? There's a lot of funny clips of things that happen on Thanksgiving, but I think there's one that's culturally significant, and that's John Madden introducing something very important into each and every one of our homes.
The turducken right here. This thing here is a deboned duck stuffed in a deboned chicken, stuffed in a deboned turkey.
Turducken.
Yeah.
Picture.
There's our buddy Al Michaels, by the way.
And you see, you cut it like right down here.
Karate chop.
Now there is a turkey. I mean, here's a leg. Then we got 3 here. We got 3 here. 4 legs. Couldn't hold them, so any turkey that gets this big needs 8 legs.
Go ahead, Erica. Sorry.
It's his, he can, whenever Caliendo does an impression of him, he'll do that. He'll just say words that really don't add up to anything with the graphic, the telestrator that goes along with it. And it's just gold. I always loved it. I always thought he was fantastic.
I love the fact that he was able to carve a turducken with his bare hand. You see how he starts like karate chopping it? Whenever I'm reminded of the turducken, I think it makes me think a lot about the rest of the world and the perception of America. There's the idea that they hate us because of our freedom. They hate us because of capitalism. They hate us because of our support of, let's just say, certain parts of the world. But I think they hate us because of the turducken, because they're like, oh yeah, these fat assholes eat turkey every Thanksgiving. And now they've decided, but what if I put a fucking chicken and then a duck inside of that?
Holy shit.
By the way, if I ever went to a Thanksgiving dinner and that was on the table, I would gladly try it. I just, as far as I can tell, this is the only time I've ever seen it is Madden, chopping it up, because this was 97. So for years it was like, oh, and here's the turducken. But I don't know. Have you ever encountered one in the wild? And I don't mean running around in the
Yeah, no, I haven't seen,
it's not a real bird.
There was one walking down the street. It was incredible. It's got 6 legs. The idea that because that could feed like a small city. Look at all that fucking food.
Yeah,
Ooh.
no, exactly. Either that or my son's soccer team, one or the other, a small city or a bunch of starving 8-year-olds. Anyway, it's such a happy moment. It's a simpler time when all we had to get up in arms about was turducken. But I'm sure that that Madden will be enjoying one from wherever he is up in the sky.
Kelly writes, I want to leave a horrible super chat for Christian to say, but YouTube keeps censoring me.
Believe it or not, I ran into that. I was trying to leave a comment in Point Dabble Point. I wanted to basically plug our show a couple weeks ago, and it wouldn't let me say what I wanted to say. So then I changed what I was going to say. And then Carl's like, I don't even know what that means. And I'm like, great, fucking YouTube.
Okay.
So,
well, we can translate, like you tell me what words you want to use,
Kelly,
and we can just give them other words.
Kelly, you could do it that way. You can use other words and then let us know what they are. And if it still doesn't go through, you can email it to me. I'll tell you where to send it to.
Yes. Okay.
And nobody else use that email address.
Yes. Full N words, talk about, just really.
Kelly, if you want to send it to Blattcast, BLADTCAST @gmail.com. I'm sure I won't regret giving that address. But notice, by the way, that's my podcast email. Eric's like, that's not the email I get
that's
stuff
okay.
from.
That's okay.
Yeah, but that's the way we do it. Anyway, we are basically going to spend the rest of the show talking Thanksgiving. There's a lot to look at. So let's head over to who are these local broadcasters?
Others imitate it. We appreciate it.
Eric, I do see a great super chat that I'd like you to read while I set up our first clip from who are these broadcasters, or sorry, for who are these local broadcasters.
I believe that's Severus, as in Snape. 84.
Okay.
My wife made turducken for Thanksgiving many years ago. It was the best Thanksgiving meal I ever had, but it was so much work. She hasn't made it again. You got hands, fuckface. Why don't you make it?
Yeah, get out there. And yeah, depending on what part of town you live in, you've got help. You can have them go do it. Come on. Yeah, it's like the people that I've heard that have had like the deep fried turkey. I'm like, I want that. My father-in-law, puts out in the smoker a smoked turkey, but he also always makes the backup turkey just in case. Which
Exactly. And you know what is a great practice? I know we're all over the board here, but fuck it. Have you ever heard about brining the bird?
I've heard the term, but I can't say I know what it means.
Look it up. Brine your turkey. Basically, it's in salt water overnight. You won't have to season the bird because of what's happening to it as it soaks in salt water. It is a game changer.
All right. I will make a note to brine. Now we have, oh my gosh, Kelly Riddle's got some. Oh, okay. I see what she's doing here. She didn't. So there's a key word that YouTube flags. All I can read is the first part.
Rhymes with Whitler.
Yeah.
Kelly writes, and I think Kelly's a dude because it ends in a Y.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's not Kelly with an I with the dot on the I as a heart. That's how we would know it was a girl. Yeah.
Kelly says, that guy from Germany with the funny mustache did nothing wrong. I, Christian Bladt, stand by this statement.
No, it's funny how 2 weeks in a row people are going to the anti-Semitism card, but that's the idea.
Yes.
That's exactly what And, this is one of those ones where I feel like I will add the appropriate word. Now, if somebody's got something worse for me to say, all you need to do is give us $5.01.
Exactly. Mhm.
Now, we already alluded to the fact that the special shopping day is not called Black Friday in your household, but I haven't asked you, have you ever done it? Have you ever gone early for when a store opened to go shopping?
One time I lived in Knoxville, Tennessee. One time.
Okay.
That is
I
it.
have never done it. I've never been attracted to the idea. I do love to, put a little Jiffy Pop into the microwave and sit down and watch some of the. And by the way, we could have done an hour of clips of Black Friday shoppers. We're going to have 2 clips, but believe me, there were a lot more. I tried to show some restraint. This is not to say that if over the next 6 days, I don't see some ones from this year that are worth it, we might have some next year. We might have next week, not next year. Sorry. I was reading John Doe's comment, and I love his avatar of Nicholson with the sunglasses on, by the way.
As promised, you go to the front of the line if you actually make me laugh.
Yep.
And I did. John Doe writes 2 Black Fridays, just stole my truck. You asshole.
Wait, just in case this gets clipped. I don't even know what that means. I always like to make sure to distance myself from everything. So I've never done it. It doesn't seem appealing. It's like why I've never gone to Coachella. Mostly because the music sucks. But there's also the idea of like, I don't want to be around that many people unless I have to. I don't like going to huge concert festivals because it's like, like they just had one with a bunch of metal bands, and it was like 6 bands out in the desert. And I was like, what was better than going to that was just seeing like Metallica by themselves at the football stadium over 2 nights. And I had a seat. I don't need to go stand out in the desert.
Yep.
So I get the idea, and we are going to really see some people who embrace the deals, but I don't know. How many TVs do you need? That's a question that we're going to ask a little bit later in the show, Eric.
Right. Yeah.
Specifically for one of our clips. But I do really enjoy how crazy people get. And I know you've seen a lot of these, these kinds of clips, even if people haven't seen these ones. But this one I guess this is from CNN. But it's basically what they do. The major outlets, they collect a bunch of local footage. You're going to see a lot of Twitter handles on here. So let's just let it play.
Overnight, an all-out battle at stores across the nation. Just hours into the brutal chase for bargains.
I got my fist up if somebody tries to steal something from me.
Now, there's something to be said for that girl, though. That little girl who says, I put my fist up in case somebody tries to steal something from me.
Wow.
I mean,
they're going to steal her. Jesus.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's like, oh, wait, this girl punches. So no, we'll steal somebody else. This is going to keep herself safe. This is a future. I don't know. Ronda Rousey is the most current reference I have. I'm going to apologize to all my mixed martial arts friends. I'm sorry I don't know anybody else. Okay. But yeah. So the fact that mixed in with all these dumb bastards on the floor, getting cuffed, this little girl is just like, yeah, I put my hands up. It's like, teach them young.
Steal something from me.
Boom!
In Louisville, Kentucky, Black Friday madness. 2 men punching and tearing at each other's t-shirt inside a major city mall.
Nothing to see here.
Tempers flared at this Walmart in El Paso. Holiday shoppers appear to fight over flat-screen TVs, even taking on store security.
Oh, yes.
I love when they take on security. That's when they're like, all right, yeah, somebody whose job is to apply physical force. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, that is just beautiful. That is everything about America. Turducken, people fighting at Walmart over a TV that's a pile of shit TV.
Yeah. The next visual is going to be lost on our audio audience, but I will tell them about it in a moment. As we're recording this, It's Tuesday afternoon Eastern time. It's almost noon where I am. And I believe I saw this. This must be already people lined up outside of a Walmart somewhere in the United States. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. There was a truck of 1,900 piglets that tipped over in Ohio the other day. I'm sorry. I've got my images mixed up. I'm so sorry.
Christian.
That's so embarrassing.
Jesus Christ. It took you forever to do it. Juice wasn't worth the squeeze. Way to go.
But I appreciate the on-the-air feedback. By the way, the reason I have this picture, I tried for so long to find fucking video of these piglets running around on the highway. Nobody has it. And I was so upset because all I really wanted was to just see what this happened like 2 days ago. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay. So there's and look, I don't want to get on a soapbox here, but the idea that a tractor trailer can fit 1,900 little pigs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they don't get stored under the most humane conditions.
Look, yeah, you never want to explore how the fucking sausage is made in this case.
Yeah, that's true.
You never want to know. You know, to me, these aren't. When I see it in the butcher shop, it wasn't from this. It didn't happen. It's just fucking the way it is.
Yeah. I've got one more actual. This is a very short one. We saw in the previous clip how excited people get for flat screens, but this, I think, is something unlike I'd never.
Inside this Walmart in Houston, Texas, literally throwing themselves on top of discounted TVs and police officers having to step in to break up the brawl.
There was a little lag time when the clip started.
Inside this Walmart,
they're literally peeling them off.
In Houston, Texas, literally throwing themselves on top of discounted TVs.
And in Red China, they throw themselves in front of tanks for freedom. Here, we throw ourselves on top of TVs.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, again, it is a point we'll get back to in this episode. Does anybody not have a TV that they need one so badly that this is how they get it? Look, I think if I was buying my first TV and I found out I could get one for $20, all right, maybe I'll go out the night before. Right. But some of what we see will just make you shake your head. But in any case, how are people in the chat feeling about those?
For some reason, Matt says that I look like the guy that cuts your dad in line at AutoZone, and when you call him out on it, he makes you smack him around. Okay, thank you. The Greater Good says, I'll take this over homeless tent cities on the median any day. Thank you.
Unfortunately, Greater Good, Greater Good, I feel like you saw out my window when I went down into I live in the Valley, which is the suburbs of LA, but last week I did drive to the Wiltern to see Andrew Dice Clay, and let's just say that the GPS should tell you how many tents you see before you make a left. It would actually make it a lot easier.
I experienced this for myself. I stayed in Venice, which was described as to me as gritty by a friend when I visited. And
yeah, it was gritty 20 years ago. By the way, you know who lives in Venice? Hack Ride. So that'll tell you everything you need to know.
Oh no. Oh, fuck. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy threw $5 our way and says, I like the show, fellas. Well, we like you, and I wish I could see your pooch. That's a dog, by the way. That's a dog.
Oh, okay. I'm going to give you the bell anyway. But Kathy's tied with Kelly. Kelly's is a much funnier sign off. So right now, Kelly's that's the judge's discretion. Yes. Anyway, we're going to go to some national broadcasters now, talking about some good old fashioned, I almost said Halloween, Thanksgiving fun. We don't play that one a lot. Every time we play it, I'm like, have I ever heard this before? And I'm like, I must have.
It's so horrible. They're all a big pile of shit.
I disagree. I give a special thanks to Doug and Jenny and everybody at the Jingles department. I'm going to say I have my favorites, but I love them all. Look, I've never had a show with Jingles before, right? So I'm just excited that anybody put any effort into anything.
Hey, everybody's opinion matters, and yours has value, and so does mine.
Yeah, but well, let's see if this will make up for the still photo of all the piglets on the highway. I'm going to give credit to Ann Stewart of CNN, who is the anchor that you see surrounded by turkeys here. This is an outtake that she posted. All right, so this isn't like her cameraman hates her and thought, oh, this will make her look dumb. She has a good sense of humor, so I hope she finds her way off CNN soon. But here she is out here in a field, and even our audio audience, I think, will figure out what happens here.
A shortage of poultry.
Oh,
I'm really hot. You really got my arm.
So it's funny that a turkey basically, performs analingus on her.
Yeah.
But I also love that the other turkeys all essentially laugh.
Yes, and she's just lovely. Red hair, and the turkey eats her asshole. She likes it, giggles, and the turkeys giggle with her.
Yeah.
It's a big, crazy turkey orgasmic moment.
Have we found your dream girl, at least in terms of newscasters? Is this one to watch for you, Eric?
I love redheads. My wife is one, and I've got a thing for her, man.
Okay,
and I eat ass, so
it's win-win. Well, don't worry. I promise you next week we're gonna take another look at our girl Julie Baker in Colorado Springs. It's been a long time, and don't worry, I've been keeping an eye on her in the creepiest way possible. Let's watch this one more time, just because I like it.
Shortage of poultry.
I mean, those fucking turkeys, they know. They know.
That is so crazy. They know, but they have no idea. Their heads are all going to be off.
It's just normal behavior for them.
I didn't realize turkeys are black like that. Like, those are black turkeys.
So, have you decided you're only going to eat white meat chicken now on Thanksgiving because you've seen this?
I'm not skilled enough to develop an excellent racist joke about it. I just didn't know that turkeys were so black. Jesus, fuck! Look at them.
You know who I think are skilled enough? The great people in the chat. So you've got about another half an hour to come up with a racist black turkey joke for me. And what does MT say, Eric?
It says, "Excuse me, Easy. They're African American turkeys."
It's a great point. So we're gonna spend a moment with the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. This is a really quick clip, and sometimes the best clips are the ones that can only be found because somebody filmed it off their TV right after it happened.
Okay.
A lot of times you things get scrubbed, you can't find it. This is it's really just humiliating for one person.
Okay, good.
Let's see the Zach Wilson-esque moment here.
Yo, he just busted.
So it's very quick. This is a 3-second clip, and
Yo, he just busted.
She just literally just slips and falls on her ass.
Yo, he just
the reason I enjoy the clip is because of how much fun the people watching are having.
Yes. There's a lot of chaos from that as she wipes out on the parade route. Jesus, that's fantastic.
It is fantastic. So obviously a mainstay of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is Al Roker. Now, growing up in the New York area, we did always watch the Thanksgiving Day Parade. Was it a mainstay for you, Eric, or is it more regional than I think it is?
No, I always watched the parade. I always got a kick out of it. I still do.
Al Roker is very genial and easygoing and usually unflappable. And the reason I grabbed this is because this is from a few years ago. I guess this is 2019. Somebody really pissed him off, and I celebrate that. He manages to stay largely affable after these two run-ins with the same person.
Was an unlikely encounter at the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Hey, I hate to butter you up, but you got to move on. Okay, there you go. No, get out of here, you butter. I can't believe it's not butter.
That's not
Dressing down a
That's
stick
part
of
of it.
butter who
That's
slid
right. First
into
one.
Al's live shot. Not
Okay.
once, but twice.
Scooby Balloon. Whoa! All right.
Buttering you up! Burning your turkey! Burning your ham!
And that's why everybody loves clowns.
So he's like, I don't know, he's in like the NYPD moped, and the butter guy is running next to him because it's like, oh, I gotta get another moment with this guy.
Oh yeah, and he should. I think it's up to Butter to do that. You definitely want to fuck it up for Al. That's I mean, who wouldn't take that opportunity?
And they're not worth playing. They get them together a couple other times, and turns out he's a pastor, and he prayed for Al when Al had some surgery. And I'm like, I don't want any of that. I like the fact that this guy was being an asshole.
No.
I grabbed a still. So this was 2019. And unfortunately, the next year they wanted to recreate the moment. But then I remembered 2020 wasn't fun in any way, watching anything on TV for our audio audience. They are the prerequisite 6 feet apart, wearing cloth masks, despite the fact that they're outside and it's raining. It just was like the opposite of fun. So that's why I wanted to grab a still of it. But what is MT saying now?
MT says, as we're looking at Butter Guy, a Chad Zumach sighting. All right. Concerning our black turkeys, we have various comments like turkey on turkey crime. John suggests the turkeys could be from the Caribbean.
Jerk chicken, I like it, or jerk turkeys, I guess.
And Dust Cloud says 13% of the turkeys are responsible.
I hate to think about how many of those turkeys were raised in single turkey homes. You know, I think it's Matthew Zizzo. If you know what, to put jive turkeys in the comments and not pay for it, good for you, because you knew it was that good.
Thank you. You did the work we couldn't. I couldn't have come up with those racist jokes, and I'm glad you did.
That's why we have this carefully cultivated audience, Eric.
Yes,
because
thank
we
you
know
very much.
that there are some tasks that they are better suited for than we are. Now, obviously, a big part of the enjoyment of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is the balloons, and this is another one of those where I could have 20 clips of balloon mishaps. I'm only going to use 2 balloons where things happened, but these kids who were asked on the sidelines, I think the second one really summarizes why we watch the balloons.
You don't want to see him get popped, right? No. You sound like you do.
Yes, it would make a good fart noise.
Because if it popped, it would make a good fart noise. This kid, this is from like 25 years ago. I hope this kid is a senator now.
That's great.
Because he says what we're all thinking, doesn't he, Eric?
Absolutely. But I was hoping he said, yeah, like your cherry.
Jesus. I would hope he would say that too. We've got a quick one that's kind of a nasty tear. This is Sonic the Hedgehog from 1993.
Just before 10:30, a first-time balloon,
There you go.
64-foot tall Sonic the Hedgehog, was swept into a street lamp at 58th and Broadway and punctured. As the balloon began deflating, it pulled the lamp off the pole, dropping it to the ground where the falling metal injured a man and a little girl.
Well, you know, it injured somebody. You know, there's years where it's really windy, and then there's actual really serious injuries. But I thought that was less fun. So I was getting I was getting that. So this is a deflation in 3 acts. The first, I think parents of a certain age will really appreciate seeing what happened. This is Barney the Purple Dinosaur. And oh no, look at that. A huge tear from a lamppost. And it's just whipping around. Nobody can hold on to him. And the person who filmed it, they know you hold tight on that image. And then at some point they zoom in so you can really see the tear. But I don't know, Eric, your kids are older. Did Barney the dinosaur inhabit your house when your kids were little? Was this something you were stuck with? Yeah.
Absolutely. And this is fantastic. In fact, I think that they should, on the parade route, they actually draw one that is going to be destroyed, and you have to do it. It's like the Hunger Games for the fucking balloons, you know.
I was reading that when they first started doing the parades, the balloons in the parade, like in the 20s, they used to let the balloons float away afterwards, and then people would get a prize if they recovered them. But then they started hitting planes, and a plane crashed, so they had to stop doing it. And I'm like, oh, come on, where's that footage? We just had I guess all we can enjoy is the Hindenburg. That's really the only good footage from that era. But Barney did not go down easily, though. So this is one where I'm going to turn down the comments from the people. So he's just not going, you know?
Yeah, he's like laying flat on the street, kind of like that scene in The Naked Gun when the steamroller runs over the guy and then the marching band goes over him. That's what's happening here.
Yeah, you're right. This is like everything that happens to OJ in the Naked Gun movies. So the police have to come and they have to basically cut his head open and then stomp him repeatedly.
Yeah.
And I was watching this and I'm like, this is really funny because it's Barney. And obviously we know how people felt about Barney the Purple Dinosaur. But it did also take me back to a moment from my younger days. And I was trying to think, I'm like, oh, what does it remind me of?
Oh my God, he's stealing all the burgers! Why, you little guy? Shut you! Go!
Oh, it's all just an act.
Stop! Stop! He's already dead.
Yes, Barney's already dead.
You see, you were looking at the animation world. I was picturing that Barney was Reginald Denny. Holy shit, did he take a beating? All we needed was that one guy to bounce that brick off his head. It would have been a great reenactment.
Oh, well, that's again, there's so much more. I'm hoping that there's Black Friday stampede, that all the balloons pop on Thursday, because then our show next Tuesday is going to be that much easier. We're going to spend a little time with our Hall of Fame segment, our moments in broadcasting history. This is a bit of an epic one. I really want to bring an individual to Eric and the audience. So let's kick off our moments in broadcasting history.
Flashback. WATB.
Way back into time.
Let's find out who are these broadcast histories.
All right. So this is a gentleman who went viral a few years ago. So this is a little presentation that I call the rise and fall of Jarvis Johnson. And I have to stress that there's the fall because at a certain point, Eric's going to be like, all right, why do you got so many fucking clips of this guy? I want to build him up first. So if you'll allow me, this is a clip that went viral, I believe 2017. This is a Phoenix man who was camped outside of a Best Buy for, I believe, 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. So I'm just going to theorize. I guess he got time off of work that he was able to spend that much time there. Before I play the clip, I'll let you read that super chat or that regular chat.
Yeah, MT writes, another quote, fatherless home Friday shopping story.
Okay, so let's get to know Jarvis Johnson, who at this point is the number one shopper in line outside of a Phoenix Best Buy.
This is number one in line. This is Jarvis Johnson. Don't forget his name. Jarvis, why are we camped out already?
Because they got great deals on Black Friday, and I want to be number one in line, which I am number one already.
So take us inside your digs. I mean, this is not your typical tent setup. I mean,
are y'all ready?
Oh,
come on
this
in,
is like we're on Cribs right now. Look at this. I love this. Okay, so give us the grand tour.
Okay, so right now, this is my grand tour. I have my microwave right here. I have my TV right here. I have my ice.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. He's waiting in line to get a flat screen TV. And
Yes,
he's
and
got a
very-
TV that he cares so little about that he brought it and he threw it on a table outside in the Best Buy
Yes.
parking lot.
Right away, observations like he sounds like Mike Tyson. And then you had his buddy in the
well,
tent.
Yeah, I'll talk about his buddy in a minute, but I want to
Okay.
zoom in on this QT cup. Do you see the color of the liquid that
Aha.
is placed in there?
Okay.
Yeah. So he didn't mention that his tent came with indoor plumbing, did he?
Oh, no. Holy shit.
All right.
That's
And,
right. He should make her drink it.
I mean, you know what? She seems like she might be up for some interesting things.
Yeah, they're going to do
seems-
a sandwich style with the reporter. It's going to be sweet.
I believe her name is Marcy Jones. She seems delightful in this clip. Let's just say that. But let's let him show off the rest of his assets, pun intended.
Just with my food in it. I have my table. I have my electricity.
Got some Wi-Fi in here?
I ain't got no Wi-Fi. I'm trying to get some. I'm trying to get some out here.
Next.
Just like a hot chick to come in and be like, "Oh, you have all this great stuff. Hey, what's the one thing you don't have?" Oh, okay. Yeah, too bad. All right, let's meet his friend.
Step. All right. You got Eduardo. You got your friend here, Eduardo.
Yes.
Okay.
Keeping you company.
Uh-oh.
Okay, and you've also got a bed here.
I got a bed.
The man's got to sleep.
Man, got to sleep and got to sleep comfortable.
Okay, so
What's up with Eduardo? Is he a child?
well, that was what I was wondering, and it's almost like Marcy's wondering, "Hey, am I going to have a better story here?" So you've got Eduardo, who does look like, maybe a teen, maybe a tween, and he's like, "And you got a bed, huh?"
Yeah.
Anything else going on here, Jarvis?
He looks like Mexico's version of Gary Coleman. I'm a little taken back by this.
Yeah. Well, I wanted you to meet Jarvis in that first clip because so far you're like, okay, he's got a really nice digs, but why would this clip have gone viral?
Oh, you have more skills than just standing in line for good deals. You are also a freestyle rapper. Give me a little rap about Black Friday.
Check it out. I hope you like the price because they very, very nice. I'm doing what I do. I'm trying to get a TV just for you. Oh, $149 for a 49-inch. I hope you like the TV because I like it too. Oh, there we go.
Yes, I love it. You are great. We'll have so much fun, Eduardo. Thanks for helping him out. You are amazing. And you
Eduardo,
guys, I
I'm
know
so
you'll get a
worried
very
for
big
you.
worm.
Oh,
Eduardo,
yeah,
blink
really
twice if
at
you need me
this
to call
guy.
your
All right,
parents.
Back to you.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! I'm surprised we didn't see a trickle of jizz come out of his mouth.
Anyway, so I almost said Eduardo, but Jarvis does get in, and he and his family, they do buy 5 TVs, and they save $1,400, but they did buy 5 TVs. So I'm not quite sure how much money that is. I'm not good with math, but apparently neither is Jarvis Johnson.
Okay.
This is a really low clip. This one was so much. It was so worth it.
Yeah.
And I can already see that my attempt to boost it didn't work. But just let him explain his understanding of numbers.
Okay.
I want to say thank you to all my fans. Thank you to all my fans. They said we hit over 30 million views in less than a week. 30 million views in less than a week. And if you really do the math on that, 30 million a week. Oh my gosh, 8, 16, 24, 32. That's almost 9 million views a day. Almost.
Do you think, without even trying to do the math yourself, do you think he's close, Eric?
I don't think so. I don't think so. When your eyes are that far apart because of fetal alcohol syndrome, there's no way you can do appropriate math.
That's true. Well, look, that clip was too low. My next clip is too loud. I need to give credit to Jarvis Johnson because the next year he's able to actually capitalize on some of this viral fame. And I think you'll notice some changes right away, Eric.
I'm back. It's your boy Jarvis, Mr. Black Friday in the building. Y'all wonder why my hair is red? Because I'm addicted to Fry's Electronics. But most of all, I'm excited because Fry's is having hundreds of doorbuster deals and great savings via Fry's promo codes. If you don't know what Fry's promo codes are, go to fry's.com/.
So so he's telling you to go to Fry's, which is an electronics store, which at least here in LA they've all closed now. But so the next year he's like, oh fuck Best Buy, Fry's is giving me money. I'm getting my hair done. I'll shill for their website. I'll do everything that I need to. So the Jarvis Johnson's story, I think the trajectory is building really well at this point.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, things are going better for him. He got some viral fame from being there in Phoenix on Black Friday, and then he gets known as Mr. Black Friday, and he parlays that into an audition for So You Think You Can Dance.
Oh my God!
Now he's going to be having a back surgery soon.
Oh yeah!
He danced his shoes right off. He's smacking his own
You are a dancing fool. Yes, sir, I am. All day.
Yeah.
Wow. He wanted to say something else there, but he's the TV.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
wow.
like, I can't say anything.
Jeez.
And I don't know who the Tammy Faye Baker wannabe in the middle is. I don't recognize any of these people. I don't know if this is the British So You Think You Can Dance, but he auditions and he at the very least gets a callback. So this is the part in the story where we should probably start to feel really happy for him, right, Eric?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, let's see how he does in rehearsals.
The stress begins to get to Jarvis, and he suddenly collapses. While the rehearsal continues, the paramedics attend to Jarvis.
He needs Eduardo.
Things seem to be getting worse.
He needs Eduardo Seaman.
Eduardo's lifeblood. Yes.
Eventually, he recovers, just enough to be helped off stage. Thank goodness it wasn't a heart attack.
I believe I had an asthma attack, and so I just think a little bit too much for me, but I did it though, and I made it.
He needed alcohol. He needed alcohol. His system was requiring. He's needed it since the day he was born. Fucking A.
Yeah, he was putting on a little bit too much of a show there. And that is already a sad enough ending. But the fact that the final clip I have in the story of Jarvis Johnson is him speaking to a group of reporters after being arrested. Well, that's the kind of ending to the story that I felt like Eric Zane would appreciate.
Oh, you know what? I don't have a problem with the police. I don't have a problem with the police. Let me get that straight, okay? I don't have a problem with the police department, okay? It's those bad officers that are out there that we associate with all the officers. Just like in Phoenix, that's where I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. There was 3 officers that forced a man to eat marijuana. Joe Yana, he took swift action. Let those officers go. That's what we want to see. We want to see swift action. I don't have a problem with the police department. Don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem. Yeah, there's some bad officers out there, but that doesn't make all the officers bad. Just like African Americans. We're African Americans. Okay, I'm sorry. We're African Americans. You know, some of us make mistakes, but that doesn't mean all of us are making mistakes. And so, like, one African American got arrested, one African American got let go. You know, so sorry, y'all.
Yeah, so apparently he and a friend got arrested, and I'm assuming that within his community, he's now known as an Uncle Jarvis because of the fact that his friend stayed in jail.
Yes,
he immediately
Uncle
got let go.
Jarvis. God damn, that is special. And the inability to keep his tongue behind his teeth during any S portion of a word is remarkable. I've never seen someone fuck up the S sound more than Jarvis.
Yeah, look, I'll betray a little personal knowledge. My daughter was born with a cleft lip and a cleft palate, and her S's are better than Jarvis Johnson's.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she has. I mean, obviously, there's something that was slowing her down. You're trying to work through that, but he's not even fucking trying.
Well, that story was a bit of a bummer, so I felt like I needed. John Doe. No, John Doe has a good question. I actually have the answer because I researched it. But I want you to ask the question.
Yeah, John Doe asks, what's the update on that blonde slut reporter? I don't know why you're calling her a slut. Jesus.
Well, she did hug Jarvis Johnson while his man-child watched on. So there might have been something to be said for that. She's a local anchor in Connecticut now.
Okay.
So she rode that right up to, well, not the number 1 market, but she could drive to the number 1 market from where she does the news. So that's pretty good.
couple other comments that kind of we glossed over. The referring to Eduardo. Eduardo is tiny. Tracy Morgan is excellent. I also like.
Go ahead.
I also like concerning Jarvis capitalizes on viral fame, immediately murdered by rival drill rap group. Boy. Lots of good ones. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that was, like I said, it kind of ends in a little bit of a bummer. So what I wanted to do was share something that Eric, you presented me with. I think this was yesterday. It was apparently November 16th is a really important day, at least for one community. And they're trying to name a bridge after someone. And I felt like, if there was any way to send you into a long Thanksgiving weekend, it would be this clip right here.
It's trying to honor Harry Balls, but they're running into some stiff competition. Opposition, in fact. Now, Balls is the former mayor of Fort Wayne, but the uncomfortable, perhaps even amusing ring of his name has local politicians uncomfortable with naming a building after Harry Balls. But it's head and shoulders ahead in an internet vote, so his great-great-nephew thinks the name should hang on the side of the building.
Oh, I think it's kind of funny.
There's Jim Balls.
This is a name the people have voted for. I think the people should have their say.
Yeah, no one has their say. We just want it there because it's Harry Balls. We don't give a fuck about your relative, what they did.
I would like there to be naming rights for an arena up for this. You know, it's like, all right, so yeah, we're gonna go see Aerosmith at Harry Balls. You want to go along? Yeah, I'll check them out at Harry Balls. That sounds good.
I mean, if Hitler's name was Harry Balls, I would say we need Harry Balls on the side of a bridge just because it says Harry Balls.
Anyway, that is all of our Thanksgiving fun this week, and I think that Kelly Riddle is indeed the high bid, but obviously we want to get through all of our plugs and everything here at the end of the show, and we're on an every other week schedule with Hack Ride right now, so that'll be something that some of you will be very thankful for. Personally, I very much enjoyed his Donald Sterling clip last week. Can't wait to see what you do next, almighty Hack Ride. But please leave us a review wherever you review podcasts. If it's a good one, you'll be read by our gal Zia Anderson on an upcoming episode. But remember the rules for reviews on this show. That, yes, leave us 5 stars, but don't shit on both of us in the comments. Just talk about how terrible Eric is and say how much you like me. I think that's what Harry Balls would have wanted, right?
Absolutely.
And you can also leave us a voicemail. Go to whoarethese.com to find the phone number. Mention it's for WATB. We'll play it here. And while you're there, sign up for their Patreon to get their bonus episodes. Carl and Blind Mike started something amazing yesterday, which is going through the audiobook of Julia Fox, who, if you don't know who she is, then you'll really wonder why her audiobook is 10.5 hours. And that's the kind of content that I give Carl $5 for. And by the way, I also give Blind Mike $5 a month too. So keep both of them in your thoughts and in your hearts. And
they're not dying. Jesus, in their thoughts. Come on.
They're not on. They don't have their show on Thursday. But Eric, where can everyone find you?
Wherever you download shows. Eric Zane Show podcast is free. The audio and the video is available on Twitch. I do it live Monday through Friday. I'm one of those guys. 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern time. I'm on Twitch. Also have a Patreon with a ton of content, which you can sign up for free. Okay, 7 days free on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Eric Zane. I'm on all the fucking social media. I've got a website, ericzaneshow.com. It's all there. Just search my name and you'll find it.
And make sure to use the promo code Harry Balls.
Harry Balls, yes.
Harry Balls. My personal podcast, The Blackcast, BLADTCAST. You can find that where you find podcasts and on social media. I'm at Christian DMZ. The Blackcast also has a YouTube channel. I think that's it. So it is closing time, and everybody knows how these work. So I guess that the way that this works, the reason that this becomes so clippable Hopefully there'll be a little highlight reel of these that someone will put together. It's closing time, so remember, every hot mic is a hot mic, and Hitler did nothing wrong. I, Christian Bladt, stand by this statement. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.